Now, the American President Donald Trump once again attacked the India-Russia ties in a social media post after announcing his 25% tariff on Indian goods imports effective from Friday. In a post on Truth Social, Donald Trump said that he did not care what India does with Russia. He also added that they can take their dead economies down together for all I care. However, his claims are far from reality. India, remember, is one of the most vibrant and is the fastest growing major economy in the world and is expected to be the bright light for this year and the next. Now, earlier this year, India had displaced Japan to become the world's fourth largest economy. And this week, the International Monetary Fund upgraded its outlook for the Indian economy for this year and for the next year. Now, India is expected to grow at a pretty robust growth rate of 6.4% this fiscal and in the next fiscal year. Now, that is more than double the global average growth rate. Now, the fund has also raised its projections for the emerging markets to about 4.1%. The IMF credits this to better than expected activity in early 2025 and a significant reduction in the US-China tariffs. Now, based on these projections, India is expected to outpace the US economic growth pretty comfortably. And that raises some questions on Donald Trump's claims of India being a dead economy. Now, the IMF has also highlighted some persistent risks, especially from Trump's trade policies. The United States has pushed its effective tariff rate to about 17.3%, far above the global average of 3.5%, though some hikes have been delayed. The US growth for 2025 is now at 1.9%. It is up from 1.8% previously. But inflation is expected to stay above target due to the delayed price effects from tariffs. The Eurozone outlook has improved slightly to about 1%, while Russia's forecast has been downgraded to 0.9% on weaker oil prices. Now, the IMF has warned that continued uncertainty, higher tariffs and geopolitical tensions could actually undermine future growth momentum. Now, Donald Trump's newly imposed 25% tariffs on India has raised alarm across businesses in both India and the United States, and we earlier spoke with several experts who highlighted the current trade agreements and also the economic pacts between the two nations. They also emphasized India's ongoing economic growth and discussed as to how India's recent free trade agreements with other nations have strengthened its global trade standing. Listen to what was said.
While both the sides may keep on saying that we'll keep on talking, etc., see, one should go by what the real action is, not what is being said about it. Tomorrow is 1st of August, and the tariffs of 25% will kick in tomorrow. That's the reality. Whether the delegation comes in the middle of August from America or not is so irrelevant to the fact that tomorrow the tariffs will kick in. So Indians should now think about, rather than talking to the Americans, that how do you want to deal with what is our current relationship? We export about $85 billion of export to them, very varied kind of things. That export, now that who pays the 25% tariff should be the point of discussion amongst the Indian policymakers and the businessmen.
I don't want to read too much into this. He looks like an emotional person. That's why he's saying all these things. Otherwise, if last year an IMF or World Bank report was there, which says 15% of the world growth is driven by China and India. So China and India are the fastest growing economy, which are not growing themselves. They're pulling the world growth also. So when Mr. Trump says this, it only says his frustrations. We should royally ignore all these things.
We have to remember that these costs will be passed on to American consumers. So while Delhi is feeling the heat, the costs will actually be borne by American consumers. And so that is the first handle. The longer this goes on, American consumers get hurt in the supermarkets, in the grocery stores. That is one. Second thing is, India has just concluded a fantastic free trade agreement with the UK. And that is likely to give a preferred route of access to UK firms into India. And so US can't be sitting on the sidelines and watching UK get preferred access in India. So that's also going to, I think, play a bit of a role here.
For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.